make sure that as a leader, you listen to your people. And when I say listen, not you don't just listen with your ears, you listen with your hands also. You act on what it is that they're saying if it makes sense. How can I encourage my team members to speak up? They're comfortable talking to me, but it becomes a challenge when we ask them to speak their mind in an app or platform. I guess you have to first create a culture of safety, an environment of safety where people can speak up. That doesn't mean they're not going to be responsible about what they say. They have to be responsible about what they say. They can't just say things like, they can't just tell you that I feel like resigning and I feel like this, and this also feels the same way. Like, they can't just say that. They have to qualify it really well. So those are things that they have to take responsibility for. Okay, all I'm saying is when you create a culture of safety, a psychologically safe zone where people can tell you stuff, they still have to be responsible about what they say. They can't cuss you, they can't say bad or foul things to you. They have to respect you. They cannot behave in a way that is going to be a form of misconduct. So, that said, make sure that as a leader, you listen to your people. And when I say listen, not you don't just listen with your ears, you listen with your hands also. You act on what it is that they're saying if it makes sense, if it makes business sense, if it makes team sense, if it makes cultural sense to your team. So I'm not telling you to be a subservient CEO or a subservient leader na lahat na lang sasabihin nila susundin mo. Naging CEO ka pa, maging empleyado ka na lang, di ba, pag ganon.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that you are making the critical decisions that is best for the entire team, not just for one or two people who are telling you their opinions in that circle of safety zone. So it is a tough dance that you have to do as a leader. But people will speak up if they know that you listen, you have a sound mind, you have wisdom, the wisdom of God, and you actually act on the things that make a lot of sense for everyone. No? I think in SEO Hacker, that's the kind of culture we have. People just speak up. They tell us what they think. In fact, they rate the management. They rate me and the other
Wow.
leaders. Can you believe that? Every month we get that twice. And makakita lang kami ng score na 7 or 8, eh, kinakabahan na kami. Ganun kami as leaders, no? And we really act on what we can. From Jabez, how to create a good company culture. When you say culture is all about how we do things. In short, it's all about process. So our mission and vision statement and our core values are memorized and recited by people in the team. So I wrote everything. I wrote our vision statement, our mission statement, our 6 core values. I wrote what it means. It's 1 to 2 sentences short. And then I wrote a quote to back it up from someone else. So people in our team have to memorize that and they recite it every town hall meeting. And that ingrains the culture in our minds that, okay, this is who we are, this is what we should be doing. And then we have our processes. We make sure that we follow most, if not all, of our processes. There are those rare occasions where we have to go around and break a process just for one unique case. There are those times, but often we do the process. That recitation every week, that's part of the process. That's part of our culture. How we hire, that's part of our culture. How we fire, how we promote, that's part of our culture. How we give a memo or a notice to explain to a person who did something wrong in the team, that's part of our culture. How we fire people when they gossip in our team, that's part of our culture. So culture is all about how you do things. And it's not about the writings on the wall. You put your mission, vision statement on the wall, you put your core values on the wall, wala silang ginagawa doon, nasa wall lang sila, you don't recite them, you don't hire by them, you don't promote by them, you don't fire by them. That's not going to form a good company culture for you. Your company culture is going to be formed for sure, but not by the ideals you make. It's going to be formed randomly by random people, and it's going to be a monster culture. Because, when a lot of heads think about forming something it's a Frankenstein, right? That's what happens. And that's why we see so many toxic cultures out there. It's the result of your mission statement and core values just being writings on the wall.